Hey, this is Shane Bishop, the author of the EWWW Image Optimizer, and today I'm going to show you a little bit about the various resizes that WordPress generates and uses on your WordPress website. So, if you aren't aware already, WordPress creates various resizes of your images to be used for whatever purpose, for mobile devices, for different screen sizes, and it also is a convenience for you as a content author so that you don't have to manually scale your images down all the time. You can just pick, for example, the medium size and just insert that in all your posts, and it's consistent and looks nice and is the right size, hopefully, for your theme. If it's not, you should pick a different size or make it a different size, because you can configure that on the WordPress media settings. So WordPress creates a few sizes by default, 4 of them currently, but the thing that causes some problems is when themes and other plugins start adding to those sizes. I've seen sites with 10, 20, even 30 resizes registered per image. So you upload a photo from your camera, it's going to generate 30 more images from that one. That can get a little bit crazy, especially if you're using the API and you're having to pay for all 30 of those images. So I'm going to show you how to figure out, where these images are being used on your site and what you can do about it. So first off, how do you figure out what sizes are being used? So this is WPBeginner.com, a well-known WordPress tutorial site, and let's check a few of their images. So we go, here's a featured image type deal. We inspect that, and here they're using their 180 by 180 size, whatever that might be. So we'd write that down as we're making a list of sizes, and we've got these little ones here. And this is a 96 by 96, so again, we'd want to write that down for our list. We can see these look pretty much the same. Here's another image. This one looks like they've scaled it manually, but it's also looks like it's a retina image here, 600 by 409 versus 1210 by 825, roughly double. So that one is just been manually sized, so that's no big deal. We're looking specifically for resizes here. So let's check. So what you want to do beyond checking your front page, you want to think about what other content displays you have. For example, your blog might have different layouts, so let's look at their blog. Here's some different news. Let's check this what's new with WordPress 4.7 page, and here of course is another image, and this is using that 180 by 180. Well, what about this guy? Let's check that one out. That's manually sized. There's no resize dimensions there. This is probably the same. Yep, you bet. So they're doing a pretty good job of manually sizing their images there. Not too much craziness except for those two, the 180 by 180 and the 90 something by 90. And you would want to check, so that's the blog. Do they use different sizes on Start Here? Are there different sizes over here in the widgets? We'd want to check any of those to see what sizes those are. They have a deals page that looks pretty much like it's using the same sizes. Glossary, maybe that's using some different sizes. Nope, no images, just text. Videos. Now here, these are probably the same, but let's double check it. These look like they're manually sized, but they're about 100 pixels. Let's check this image. That one's manually sized as well. So pretty good shape on wpbeginner.org or .com, sorry. No images there. So that, on a typical site, you go through the main navigation and look at all the different pages, and that gives you a pretty good feel for the different sizes that are being used. Another example site here, Jordy Meow, the author of the WP Retina 2X plugin and several others, has a site here, and we check out his news page, and he's got some images here that you would expect are Retina images. But if we look at this, we can see that there's several images here. So what's up with that? Well, these are this is the source, and you can see in the little pop-up in the Chrome Inspector the current source image that's being used. And if we look at all these, there's different sources, and this is called a source set attribute. So it's a list of alternative images that devices can use depending on the screen size. So this was a new feature in, I think, WordPress 4.4. And so this is definitely something you want to look out for on your pages, especially on like a news or a blog layout. You want to look and see what different sizes are being used in the source set attributes. So here we've got the original, we've got a 768 by 154, we've got a 300 by 60, we've got a 1024 by 205. So those are the various ones on this site that are being used. Your site is going to be different probably, unless you're using the exact same theme as Jordy. And that's that. So those are some of the different things to look out for on how to see which sizes are being used on your site. Again, that's in Chrome using the Chrome Inspector. When you right click on an image, and that should get you going. So last thing, what do you do about it? So you found all these crazy sizes that are being used on your site. So then you can go to the EU Image Optimizer plugin settings, go to the Advanced tab, and here you can turn off any of the sizes that you don't want to use. So I've got the 2017 theme active here, and so it has its own featured image size. It's got a thumbnail avatar, and then the defaults, the WordPress thumbnail, medium, medium large, and large, and those are just standard across the board. So any of these, if we don't want them created at all, we can disable them here, but again, we want to make sure we have a good solid list of what images are actually being used on our site before we start disabling things here. It's not going to hurt to disable optimization temporarily, because you can always go through and uncheck these and then run another bulk optimization, and it'll pick up those changes and optimize any that you skipped before. But definitely, if you're going to disable creation, you got to know exactly what images are being used on your site, and the Chrome Inspector is the way to do it. So hope that helps. If you have any other questions, check out our docs site, docs.ewww.io, or send us a message via our support email, support@ewww.io. Have a good one, and happy optimizing.